God knew what he was doing in designing marriage for our sanctification. This can sound like a joke, since aspects of marriage can be simply punishing. But in fact, this is a serious and profoundly beautiful and practical truth. Marriage is like a masterpiece in which you keep discovering more about just how finely crafted it is. This, of course, is not surprising. Marriage is at once natural, as a relationship demanded by human nature, and also supernatural, as one of the 7 sacraments. Given the principle that nature does nothing in vain, it is evident that already by an astounding natural order, marriage works for the higher good of many, starting with the spouses themselves. Just think how many young men and women throughout history were drawn to maturity by the responsibilities of marriage. But more than nature is at work. St. Thomas Aquinas wrote that every sacrament is a sign of a holy thing so far as it makes men holy. As a sacrament, matrimony has a special supernatural power to make us holy. Thus, marriage is a great example of how supernature perfects nature, forming married life into a divinized and divinizing masterpiece. In every state of life, we can grow in sanctity precisely by embracing the ordinary challenges of living out that state. This is wonderfully true in marriage. The spiritual, the psychological, emotional, and physical pleasures and challenges of marriage, and its relentless demands ranging from the sublime to the mundane, can tend to numb us. Many of us fail to realize that all these pleasures, challenges, and demands are precisely what should grow us as spouses and parents, and as Christians. We who are married can be more intentional then and begin by choosing, by the grace of the sacrament, to let marriage do its holy work in our lives each day. The fruits will be beyond imagining. St. Benedict calls the monastery the workshop or school for monks to grow in holiness. For the married, home is that workshop, that school. An excellent angle from which to consider marriage as sanctifying is as a school of virtue. This is much more than simply, wow, I can practice virtue with my spouse. The normal course of interacting with my spouse and children as we make a household together demands virtue, and so becomes a perfect school for it. Let's get more specific and consider just a few key virtues. The chief of what Aquinas calls the moral virtues is justice, which always concerns rendering what is due to others. Some things we owe directly to the Lord, but much of what we owe him is in what we owe to those around us, and this begins with those closest to us. Marriage teaches in very concrete ways that my life is fundamentally about serving others. Consider how a married man must often curtail his activities with friends or forego recreation as he prioritizes providing for his wife and being consistently present to her and the children. Consider how a married woman, too, must forego much in prioritizing life in the home with husband and children. Marriage is also a school for temperance, another key virtue. Aquinas, invoking St. Paul in 1 Corinthians, speaks of marriage as a remedy for concupiscence. What can seem old-fashioned or outdated, in fact, points to a beautiful aspect of marriage as a school for the crucial virtue of chastity, which is the most potent kind of temperance. For Aquinas, chastity is the virtue that puts right order into sexual desires and activity, contrary to a common misconception. Chastity within marriage is just as important, if not more, than before marriage. For the married, sexuality has its natural fruition in the generation of children and the friendship of spouses. Here, chastity protects and empowers fatherhood and motherhood and true love between spouses. In no other natural context is chastity so obviously demanded and so richly rewarded. Husband and wife have great inspiration and can offer mutual support in cultivating this virtue, which also is a doorway to spiritual vision. Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God. Another virtue Aquinas sees as foundational in the moral life is humility. In a great image, Aquinas refers to Christ as the supreme physician of souls. who in pursuit of the greater good and to avoid great evil for souls, like a wise physician, will allow or even procure tribulations. Now the greatest of sins, and the root of other sins, is pride. So God, says Aquinas, will at times arrange that souls be humbled so that, quote, they may recognize that they cannot stand by their own powers. Any couple seriously living the married life will experience that they cannot stand by their own powers. Perhaps then, one of the greatest sanctifying aspects of marriage is precisely in its teaching spouses to be humble and to turn to the Lord. So St. Paul gladly boasts of his weakness precisely because, as Aquinas notes, it joins him closer to Christ. So too can marriage, earnestly and perseveringly lived out, join us closer to Christ. A final and crowning aspect of marriage as sanctifying is that it is a school of love. Already on the natural level, everything in marriage starts, grows, and comes to completion in love. Likewise, according to Aquinas, in the Christian life, supernatural charity is what gives form to all the virtues. This love for God, enabled by grace, penetrates and elevates everything from above. Sacramental marriage is a constant reminder and encouragement to give charity its true place in our life. For instance, in marriage, justice itself is enveloped by love. One of the great paradoxes of Christianity is that God commands so much, including that we love him and our neighbor. In the end, what we owe in justice can only truly be fulfilled when we love, and we act out of love. Marriage is the prime natural instance of how owing much and loving much can come together in perfect harmony. Giving flowers on an anniversary is in some sense owed, but that debt is perfectly paid only when inspired by love. And just like our spouse, God loves a cheerful giver. Yes, by an amazing plan that comes more into focus over the course of life, a husband and wife can grow in Christian perfection in and through their married love. For readings, podcasts, and more videos like this, go to Aquinas101.com. While you're there, be sure to sign up for one of our free video courses on Aquinas. And don't forget to subscribe, like, and share with your friends, because it matters what you think.